Okay, as promised, we are going to do the stutter effect. This one is kind of tricky until you get the hang of it. I actually already did this one and then realized I wasn't recording, so we're going to do it backwards and you will understand how it's done. It's relatively simple. It's just kind of a tedious little process. Again, this can also be done in SoundForge, Sony Sound Booth, things like that. And Jason was just telling me tonight about this other program that I've never tried, and I don't know what the name of it is off the top of my head, but it is like a $400 program also. So we are cheating and doing it with a free program for those people who can't afford $400 pieces of software. This one is already completely done, and everything up until the speed up process was done in my last two videos. Um, the last effect I just did on this one was the widening to make the stutter sound a little more realistic. If you don't do that, a lot of times you'll just sound like a chipmunk choking on a peanut or something, and that's not a good thing. So you offset it just like we did in the widening video, and it'll add a lot more to that, and the stutter will kind of blend in with itself, and it just sounds a hell of a lot better. So I'm going to show you what it sounds like done, and then we're just going to backtrack through it. So here's what the completed version sounds like.
Kickin' Country 100.5.
And it's a pretty catchy little thing. It does sound kind of tacky if you do it dry, like we just did it here. Once you throw a little music behind it or a couple beats or something like that, it'll sound just beautiful. Okay, so the widening thing, which we did in our other video, was what gave it that effect. Now, if we undo that and just set him back to normal, this is what it would sound like in a normal, just a speed up stutter.
Kickin' Country 100.5.
And that sounds a little goofy, so that's why we do that little offset to do that. Now, in order to get that stutter, you're going to do the copy paste thing just like we originally did in our simple stutter, and then you're going to go through. And the reason we do these with punch syllables usually is because you can see the waves really easy on them, and you'll know right where each one starts. I mean, you know, right here is where one of them starts. Right here is where one of them starts, and you'll see them plain as day. And your very first one, of course, they'll all look like this before we do this process. They're going to have this really hard beat right here, and you'll know exactly where to start. So that's why we usually use the hard-hitting beats. Once you get a little more into it, you'll be able to recognize the waves a little bit better, and you'll be able to do it differently. Okay, so now here is the wave, the sound file in its original form, just at normal speed and normal pitch. And that's all it is. That's the whole thing right there. And all we do is we copy and we paste that over and over again. And in Audacity, we don't get to do the copy paste method. Unfortunately, you have to go up here and do effect and then to repeat. And then we usually do it 6 or 7 times. And then you go through and you speed them up. So what it's going to do is it's going to go like that. And you can see just like that how each one starts. Okay, now this is what it's going to sound like just as a regular stutter effect.
Kick.
And of course, with a simple stutter, we would shorten that up a lot. So it would be, it wouldn't sound like a glitch on a CD. We would actually shorten it up to, somewhere like about that. And then when you blend all those together, they'll sound just fine. Okay, and then what you do is you find the start of your first one. You leave the first one at regular speed, and you start at your next one, and you run up to the very beginning of your next one, and then you go into effect. Where is it? Yeah, that. No, not that one. That's the different stutter effect that we're gonna do later. Oh, it's up here. Change pitch, and all you do is you raise it 2 points, and that's it. And then you go into your next one. You start it right at the beginning. Sometimes you'll have to zoom in to really get a good look at them. And then you go back up here in the change pitch, and you go up 4 points. And you just keep going like that, and that will give you your stutter effect.
Kick.
And you go all the way through that however many times you want to do it. And then once you get them all set up, then you just take your thing and you offset it just a little bit.
Kickin' Country.
Now, that second part that I just did, it's not actually going to loop like that twice. I was just doing that to demonstrate. It's going to be left alone as it originally was. This junk up here isn't going to be like that. So what it's going to sound like when it's done, without music and whatever, it's going to sound just like this.
Kickin' Country 100.5.
And I'm not sure that got recorded, so what I'm going to do is just kill this and bring it over into Audacity, and then we can listen to it over here.
Kickin' Country 100.5.
And that's what it'll sound like. You're not going to loop it twice like I did on that demo, that little clip that I just did earlier, where I recopied and did it all over again. I was just doing that to show the tool that was done. This is it right here, and that's the whole file. That's already offset, and that's ready to be placed into a different editor or SoundForge, or if you want to do them all in this one, you can, and add the rest of them to it. And then we're going to do a couple more different effects on the other sides of this particular sweeper, and when we get all done, we're going to upload the completed demo, and you will be able to hear how these effects all blend in with each other. So that's how you do the power up stutter effect, and the power down stutter effect. Rather than doing another video, I'm just going to tell you how to do it. It's the exact same thing we just did here. You're going to do the copy or the repeat effect, the effect tool, the repeat effect tool, this one here, and repeat it 6 or 7 times. And then instead of raising them 2 points a pop, you're going to drop them 2 points or 1 point, or however extreme you want to go. And you can get them all the way up there to where it blends in. I mean, you can go 20 or 30 of these things, and they'll go up there until they're basically just a hum. So we'll leave it at that for now, and next time we do an effect, it's going to be how to work reverb without doing an over-exaggerated echo. And that's a fun little project. So we're going to do that one next, but there's your speed up and your speed up stutter effect, and the rundown on how to do the power down stutter effect. And if anybody still has problems doing the stutter down, we'll just make another video for it. So there's that one. Next one will be up here in the next couple days. Thanks for watching.